Willingdon College, Sangli. Okay, while sitting for the lectures, you take your notebooks along with you and pen, pencil also. If you are having a text, then take the textbook also. Okay, so up till new topic, that is indefinite integral, and we have seen the theoretical part of it. We'll begin with our exercise 3.1. For that, we'll move towards the PPT. This topic is for 6 marks for your batch only. Okay, so now we'll start with our exercise 3.1. In first type, evaluate the following integrals. We are having these 5 questions. Okay, out of that I will take 4 questions, and 4th question you have to be solved because it is a combination of remaining 2. So we'll start with that. So our first question, evaluate integral x cube plus x square minus x plus 1. We are using theorem 1, that means we'll separate the integral. So we'll begin with that, integral of x cube dx. This you need to separate out. Okay, so x cube dx plus x square dx minus x dx plus 1 dx. Okay, so integrating all the terms separately, and we are using the formula x raised to n dx, which is equal to x raised to n plus 1 upon n plus 1 plus constant of integration. Okay, so what we'll get here as x raised to 4 upon 4. 3 plus 1 is 4 upon 4. 2 plus 1 is 3 upon 3 and raised to 1. So 1 plus 1, 2 upon 2. And as usual, I have already explained you integration of dx is x plus constant of integration. You have to write every time because it is important in this chapter. Okay, next second question is x square into 1 minus 2 upon x square dx. We'll expand first 1 minus 2 upon x square. So that expansion gives you 1 minus 4 upon x because it is an expansion of a minus b square. That gives you a square minus 2ab plus b square. Okay, so here you are able to write this as 1 minus 4 upon x plus 4 upon x square, and outside you are having your x function here, which is given in your example only. So multiply by that x square to every term. So multiplying, what you will get x square here. Here if you will multiply by x square, 1x will get cancelled, you left with 1x, and here both x square will get cancelled and you will get the 4. That means if you will multiply, look at here, 1 into x square minus 4 upon x into x square, and you will get 4 upon x square into x square. This x square and x square will get cancelled, 1x and x will get cancelled, hence your expansion gives you x square minus 4x plus 4 dx. Okay, now we'll begin with our integrating, means our factor. What is the factor? That you have to use your theorem 1. That is nothing but this is equal to integration of x square dx minus 4 into integration of x dx plus 4 into integration of dx. Look at here. This is nothing but you are using your first theorem, second theorem, and as well as third theorem also. That means this is a constant which is outside the integral sign. And now we are using our formula x raised to n dx. And that formula is here itself. By that formula you will get as x raised to n plus 1 upon n plus 1 plus constant of integration. So immediately you are able to write this step as x cube upon 3 minus 4 into x square upon 2 plus 4x plus constant of integration. These 2's are 4. So you will get your final answer as x cube upon 3 minus 2x square plus 4x plus constant of integration. So now next example. Here you will get the next example, and your next example is integration of 3 sec square x minus 4 upon x plus 1 upon x root x minus 7. Okay, all type of combination is here. So we'll begin with our example. That example is 3x square in the first, because we are using our theorem. That theorem says that you have to distribute integral sign. So we are distributing our integral sign 3 sec square x dx minus 4 upon x dx plus 1 upon x root x dx minus 7 dx. Okay, now we'll use next one as sec square. Now look at here, there we are having the middle step. That is nothing but this is equal to what? This is equal to 3 into integral of sec square x dx. Okay, then you will have the minus 4 into integral of 1 upon x dx, and then you are using here as plus. What is the plus sign here? Plus gives you, that is nothing but integral of look at the power. What is the power here? You will get 1 upon x into x raised to half. So if you have to add the power, you will get this as x raised to 1 plus half, as indices law says. So you will get here as 1 upon x raised to 3 by 2. But this is 1 upon, so you will get x raised to minus 3 by 2. So you are having here minus 3 by 2 dx. And lastly, what is in the last you will get as 7. So that is minus 7 integral of dx. Okay. After this step, you will get this step. What is that step? Step says that sec square x is antiderivative. You start thinking in the reverse direction. Whose derivative is sec square? It's tan x. So you will get 3 tan x. Minus 4. Whose derivative is 1 upon x? That is nothing but log of mod x. Normally we use mod while writing the integral because log value for negative number we are not able to calculate. So we are writing minus 4 of log of mod of x plus. Now next is x raised to minus 3 by 2. So we are using our formula x raised to n dx. That is nothing but x raised to n plus 1 upon n plus 1 plus constant of integration. This formula we are using here. So by using that formula, what you will get? You will get as minus 3 by 2 plus 1 upon minus 3 by 2 plus 1. And then you have to integrate minus 7 as it is. And the integration of dx is x. Plus constant of integration is always there. Okay. So now next is what you need to simplify. What will simplify? This tan x, 3 tan x as it is. Then 4 log of mod x as it is. Now look at here. This thing is simplified. Look at, so power x raised to minus 3 by 2 plus 1 means 2 upon 2. And you will get minus 3 plus 2 upon 2. Okay, here you will get this as x raised to minus 3 plus 2 upon 2. And here you will get minus 1 half. So same power you will get x raised to minus half upon minus half. So this 2 goes to the numerator. So it becomes 2 minus 2 x raised to minus half. Now you convert this into plus power. So it goes to the denominator. What you will get? You will get here as minus 2 x raised to minus half is converted into minus 2 upon x raised to half. That becomes a positive power. And minus 2 upon this is root of x. So your value is here. That is minus root of x. Now look at here. This value is nothing but you are having minus root of x minus 7x. So here you will get minus 4x. Okay, I will make the change here as this value is nothing but the minus root of 2 upon root x minus 7x plus constant of integration. Okay. Now we'll move towards the next example, and next example is, look at here, the example is fifth one, that is nothing but integral 3x cube minus 2x plus 5 upon x root x dx. Okay. Now this one is again different example, but only thing is that here it is simple to, you can say, simplify your denominator. Okay. We'll begin with that. Look at here. This is nothing but it is in the denominator. We'll think about denominator first. What is in the denominator? In the denominator you are having x root x. So we'll write this as x into x raised to half. So this gives you x raised to 1 plus half, which is nothing but x raised to 3 by 2. Okay, that is in the denominator. So your complete function is 3x cube minus 2x plus 5 upon x root x becomes now 3x square minus 2x plus 5 upon x raised to 3 by 2. Now this x raised to 3 by 2 goes to the numerator and it becomes negative power. Hence you are having here as x raised to minus 3 by 2 into bracket 3x cube minus 2x plus 5 dx. Okay. Now you multiply by this power. Okay. By multiplying this power, what you will get? You will get here as, look at here. So here it's an integration. So you need to multiply x raised to minus 3 by 2 multiplied to complete term 3x cube minus 2x plus 5. And what you will get? You will get here 3 into x raised to minus 3 by 2 into x cube. Okay. Now minus 2 into x raised to minus 3 by 2 into x plus 5 into x raised to minus 3 by 2. Now we need to simplify this. This simplification gives you x raised to minus 3 by 2 plus 3 minus 2 into x raised to minus 3 by 2 plus 1 and plus 5 into x raised to minus 3 by 2. Now this indices law gives you 3 into x raised to minus 3 plus 6 upon 2. Then minus 2 into x raised to minus 3 plus 2 upon 2 and plus 5 into x raised to minus 3 by 2. Look at here. This gives you minus 3 plus 6 is 3. So you will get this as 3 into x raised to 3 by 2. That means it becomes a positive power. Now look at here. This is 2 into x raised to minus 3 plus 2. It gives you minus 1 upon 2 and plus 5 into x raised to minus 3 by 2. Okay, all these expansions are here. So this gives you the simplification of your function. So here you are having that function inside the integral sign. 3x raised to 3 by 2 minus 2 into x raised to minus half plus 5 into x raised to minus 3 by 2 dx. Okay, now as usual we know that we need to separate out the integral. So you will get this as integration. So what you will get here as 3 into x raised to 3 by 2 dx. Okay, minus 2 into integral x raised to minus half dx plus 5 into integral x raised to minus 3 by 2 dx plus constant of integration. Now here you are using the formula integral x raised to n dx as x raised to n plus 1 upon n plus 1 plus constant of integration. So we are using this formula. So every time we'll see that x raised to 3 by 2 plus 1 upon 3 by 2 plus 1 minus 2 into x raised to minus half plus 1 upon minus half plus 1 plus 5 into x raised to minus 3 by 2 plus 1 upon minus 3 by 2 plus 1 plus constant of integration. We are using this formula here. So now need to simplify. So if you'll simplify this, what you will get, that we need to see here. After this, what will happen? This gives you 3 into x raised to 3 plus 2 upon 2 minus. Now here also you are having 3 plus in the denominator upon 2. Now look at here. You will get this as 2 into x raised to minus half plus 1. Simplify this properly. 3 into x raised to 3 by 2 plus 1. That is 3 by 2 plus 1 upon 3 by 2 plus 1. Okay. Now minus 2 into x raised to minus half plus 1 upon minus half plus 1 and then you will get plus 5 into x raised to minus 3 by 2 plus 1 upon minus 3 by 2 plus 1. Now look at here. You will get this as 3 into x raised to 3 plus 2 upon 2. In the denominator also you will get 3 plus 2 upon 2 minus 2 into. You will get x raised to minus 1 plus 2 upon 2. In the denominator also minus 1 plus 2 upon 2 plus 5 into x raised to minus 3 by 2 plus 1. So that is x raised to minus 3 by 2 will give you x raised to minus 3 plus 2 upon 2 and in the denominator minus 3 upon 2 plus 2 upon 2. Okay, so now look at here. So what you will get, this gives you 3 raised to x raised to 3 into x raised to 5 upon 2 divided by 5 upon 2 minus 2 into, here you will get x raised to half upon half. Okay, then plus 5 into x raised to, here you will get minus half upon minus half. So this values you will get here. So from these values only I will write this properly because it looks like a power for the 5. So I will write here your expansion properly, that is 5 into x raised to, that is minus 3 by 2 plus 1. Okay, so look at here. So this gives you the value 3 into, now this 2 goes to the numerator. So 3 into 6 and x raised to 5 upon 5. Then you are having 2. This 2 goes to the numerator. So you will get 2 into 2. Therefore, you will have the 4 here. And this is x raised to half means root x. This is plus minus minus. Okay. Then you are having 5 2s are 10. Because this 2 also goes to the numerator. So 5 2s are 10, x raised to minus half. So it goes to the denominator. It becomes a positive and which gives you x raised to half, which is root x. So here you are having that root of x plus constant of integration. So what will be your final answer? Final answer says that 6 into x square root x. Why x square root x? This is the simplification. X raised to 4 plus 1 upon 2. Okay. Now I will simplify this term for you. So that simplification is also important. From where you got this value? That is nothing but x raised to 5 upon 2 is x raised to 4 plus 1 upon 2. Then what you will get? Again indices law will use as 4 upon 2 into x raised to half. And here you will 4 upon 2 is the square. So you will get x square into root x. Okay. So now this is the value of x raised to 5. X square into root x upon 5. Minus 4 root x minus 10 upon root x plus constant of integration. Okay. This way we are completed with the first type of examples. Now there are second type of example. Evaluate the following integrals. In this also you are having many examples, out of which we'll take few examples. In that first, second, third, fifth, 6th and 10th example will take. Remaining examples are similar kind. So because if you simplify this, you will get this kind of example. We are using this kinds of example. Similarly for these two you are having the same example, or you can say this side also. So this is also a simplification. This type of example we are already solved, because we'll write this as sin square x plus cos square x. And here you are able to write as 2 sin theta cos theta. So bracket square gives you the simple, that means here 1 plus sin 2x you are able to write as sin square x plus cos square x plus 2 sin x cos x, and that gives you the simplified form, which is nothing but sin x plus cos x bracket square. And once if you know this is a bracket square, root sign will vanish and you will get immediately your integration. Here also 1 minus cos 2 theta, that formula will use. 1 minus cos 2 theta is nothing but it is equal to 2 sin square theta, and from that it's easy to find out the values. Okay, so immediately this will be simplified. So what I am doing, those examples which are not of that kind, we'll solve those examples. Okay, so we'll start with our first example, that is tan square x. Actually this one is also directly from the formula, but we'll see that. So integral of tan square x dx. What is integral of tan square x dx? You know the formula, that tan square x equal to sec square x minus 1. So here you will get integration of sec square x minus 1 dx. Now as usual you need to separate out. You will get integral of sec square x dx minus integral of dx. Now sec square x is derivative of tan x. So immediately you will get your value as tan x minus x plus constant of integration. This is the simple trigonometry which we are using here. So next example is given by here as integral sin 2x upon cos x. Now you know that what is, just now I have discussed the formula for sin 2 theta. The same formula we are using here. So you will get 2 sin x cos x, and 1 cos x will get cancelled. So you left with 2 sin x. So 2 is constant, so outside the integral sign you will get sin x. Now you start thinking whose derivative is sin x. You know that it is a minus cos x, derivative is sin x. So immediately you will get your value as minus 2 cos x plus constant of integration. Okay. So this is the second example. Now next example is from the same kind, that is sin x upon cos square x dx. Okay. Now here you are having, that means no common or the perfect identity you are able to use it, but you are able to separate out. And how will you separate out? That's why I have given here cos square you are able to separate out as cos x and cos x. Take 1 cos x with the sin x, which gives you tan x, and 1 upon cos x is sec x. So now immediately you are able to say this is sec x into tan x dx, and whose derivative is sec x into tan x, that is sec x. So you will get immediately as sec x plus constant of integration. Okay, so this way you are able to solve. That means you start thinking it's not direct formula, but you have to use some trigonometry. You must use your trigonometric identities and the derivative part here to think about how to solve the problem. So we'll begin with the next one, that is fifth question, integral of cos 2x upon sin square x cos square x. Now look at here, you are having sin square x cos square x. Now are you able to convert your cos 2 theta in terms of sin square x and cos square x? That is our main target. You are having some identities about the cos 2 theta. What are those identities? One is 2 cos square theta minus 1. Other is 1 minus 2 sin square theta. Third one is cos square theta minus sin square theta, and the last one is, that is 1 plus tan square theta upon 1 minus tan square theta. Okay, out of which identity you will use here? That which is a combination of sin and cos, because that gives you immediately the value. So this is this identity you are going to use for cos 2x. Okay, so you are having so many identities, you must know all the identities at a time. Then only you are able to identify which identity you want in your example, so that your example gets simplified. So we'll begin with this integral cos square x minus sin square x upon sin square x into cos square x dx. Now separate out the denominator, that is the simplest way. So you will get this as cos square x upon sin square x cos square x minus sin square x upon sin square x cos square x. Now look at here, here cos square will get cancelled and here sin square will get cancelled. So you left with 1 upon sin square. So what will be the next step? Next step is 1 upon sin square x. Okay, and minus 1 upon cos square x dx. And once if you know that 1 upon sin square is nothing but cosec square. So you will get here cosec square x minus sec square x dx. And once if you know this, you know the what are the values of given function, because whose derivative is cosec square? Cosec square is the derivative of minus cot. And whose derivative is sec square? Sec square is the derivative of tan x. Means here you are using your definition to think antiderivative in the direction. Then only you are able to solve your example. So we'll start with that example. What you will get? You will get here as integral of cosec square x minus sec square x dx. As usual, integration is distributive. So you will get here as integration of cosec square x dx minus integration of sec square x dx plus constant of integration, and hence you will get your value as minus cot x minus tan x plus constant of integration. This way we are completed with this example. So next example now, that is nothing but integral sin x upon 1 plus sin x. Now look at here, you are not having directly any identity here, but if you will write that this is nothing but the, or you rationalize, then also you will get the value. So we'll start with the rationalizing a function. Rationalizing function means rationalize the denominator. Here you are rationalizing the denominator means you are multiplying and dividing by one conjugate of whatever is in the denominator. So what is in your denominator? In your denominator, that is 1 plus sin x. That means you have to multiply and divide by 1 minus sin x into 1 minus sin x. Okay, now you are multiplying and dividing by 1 minus sin x. Denominator is easy. Immediately you will get this as cos square x. That is nothing but, actually look at here, a plus b, a minus b. So you will get a square minus b square. We are using this fact every time in our trigonometry. That is a plus b, a minus b, which gives you a square minus b square. So here you are having, that is 1 square minus sin square x, because your a is 1 and b is sin. So you will get 1 square minus sin square x. So you will get, this is a 1 minus sin square x. 1 minus sin square is cos square, and hence you are having cos square in the denominator. Okay, now next is what? You have to multiply by sin x to every term. So you are multiplying by that. So what you will get? You are multiplying by sin x to 1, you will get sin x. Then you are multiplying by sin x to another sin x inside the bracket, that gives you minus sin square x. Okay. Now what is next? Next is nothing but you have to take the factors, or whatever you will take the factors, that is nothing but sin x minus sin square x. Now look at here, sin x upon cos square x, because you have to separate out first term. This one is the direct step. Here you are able to write this as sin x upon cos square x minus sin square x upon cos square x. Okay, this is the in between step. Then what you have to do? Then your next step will be here itself, because sin square upon cos square is tan square, it's here. Then sin x upon cos x. That means the denominator you are having a cos square x. So split that cos square x as 1 upon cos x dx. Okay. Then you are having this as separated. So minus tan square x dx. Hence your step is here. That is 1 upon cos x into sin x upon cos x dx minus tan square x dx. Look at here. So that is here. Now next step. Next step is what? Next step is nothing but what is 1 upon cos x. 1 upon cos x is sec x, sin x upon cos x is tan x dx. And this example we are already solved. Half part is already we have seen. And this part is also seen because that is our first example from the second type. That is tan square x is sec square x minus 1. Now again you need to separate out here. Immediately you will get the value because sec x tan x dx minus sec square x dx, and minus minus is plus. So plus here plus integral dx. Okay, now you will get your value as sec x minus tan x plus constant of integration. This way you are able to solve this example. So you keep in mind that by observation or by practice only you are able to solve this type of example, and more practice you require in the derivative also. Think about it. And the trigonometry, more trigonometry is used in integration. Now look at here your next example, integration of sin 4x cos 3x dx. Okay, now here we are using the formula 2 sin a cos b equal to sin a plus b minus sin a minus b. This formula we are going to use here. So we'll use that formula. What is a? A is 4x. And what is b? B is 3x. So that formula we are going to use here. So what we'll get this as, look at here, I will use this formula for you so that you will get the values. Now look at here, this is you want 2. That means half into 2. That is sin 4x sin cos 3x. So this is equal to half as it is. Now you are using this formula. I told you this one is a, this one is b. So you will get sin a plus b. Sin a plus b is 4x plus 3x, which is 7x, minus sin of a minus b. That is 4x minus 3x, which is x. Now look at here. You got this value half. Sin 7x minus half is multiplied to complete bracket. So you will get this as half sin 7x minus half sin x. Look at here. So you substitute this value here. You will get this as, this is nothing but minus of, so you will get here value as half sin 7x dx minus half integral sin x dx. Okay. So you will get this value and you will integrate this. So by integrating, what you will get? You will get this as integration of sine and 7. This is a 7 multiple, so it goes to the denominator, and whose derivative is sine, that is minus cos, and this minus is plus half cos x plus constant of integration. So you will get minus cos 7x upon 14. So this is your final value. Your final value says that this is nothing but minus cos 7x upon 14 plus cos x upon 2 plus constant of integration. Okay, now by this formula you will get your values over here, and we'll stop here. We'll continue in the next lecture. Student, we have started with exercise 3.1, in which second type of questions, in which 10th example we are solved. Please solve the examples which are given for you for as a homework, because this is only the practice, and as your knowledge is fresh, immediately you are able to solve those examples. Thank you.